Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to ETS2 Showcases, and today we are here in Germany and I'm going to be hauling some barley from here in Berlin, and we're going to head up to Hamburg today. And instead of taking all highway network, and in particular here the 24, I've decided to come down here. We're going to go past Winsen and use a little bit of side road as well. I think it's going to be a nice delivery overall, be able to explore the German countryside a little bit as well. And to complete the delivery, we're going to be driving this beautiful Scania S730, and we'll be hauling the barley in our ownable Fieldbender double silo trailer, outfitted in this wonderful black and orange color scheme, which I've then matched the truck to. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Scania S730 started up and get on the road. And that wonderful sound is none other than the Scania V8 engine mod, a free third-party modification for ETS2 that you can pick up on the Steam Workshop. So I'll have the link for that down in the description below. All right, let's roll out of here and get going to Hamburg. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I certainly am. It is absolutely fantastic to be back here in ETS2. Admittedly, it's been quite a while, and there's been a lot of things that have happened and a lot of new features come in for ETS2, and I'll probably talk a little bit about that, but primarily what's coming up for ETS2, because well, there is a lot on the horizon here, and there's no pun intended, but the term horizon will be used quite a bit, I think, in today's video, so just bear with me on that one. But no, there's been a lot happening, and including part of this German area that we're driving in today. There's been some recent reworks, I guess, including Berlin and some in Hamburg as well, and some of the other areas. So it's absolutely lovely to be able to explore it, and we'll see how we get on. As I said, it's great to be back here at ETS2, and a lot of things are coming up. And as we go around the corner here, going to make sure the double trailers generally follow quite well. They sure do. So we're going to just make sure we don't cut anyone off, which is fantastic. Nordic Horizons. The Nordic Horizons DLC is arguably the main talking point here with ETS2, because that is the next confirmed DLC for the game. So for those who may not know, as of recording this video, there are two DLCs kind of outstanding for ETS2. The first of which is Nordic Horizons. That, as far as we know, is the next DLC coming for ETS2. However, for those who have been following along with the game for quite some time, you will know about the good old DLC of the Heart of Russia. The Heart of Russia DLC was cancelled many years ago, or I shouldn't say cancelled, but put on a significant pause for, well, various reasons in real life, and that was held off from release. It was essentially completed. It was just about to release, and then, well, for those who may have heard about the news, certain events happened, and, well, the DLC rightfully got put on hold. So we don't know when that's going to come, but that technically is kind of lingering. But Nordic Horizons, for all intents and purposes, is the next DLC for ETS2, which is exciting. It brings a whole new area, well, it extends a whole new area to ETS2, and really just helps out with that northern section of the map a lot more, which is great. But to go along with that DLC, and of course there's been plenty of new pieces of information coming in with different screenshots and so on, and different cities and so on being talked about. There's going to be a rework going up to, I guess it's like a Scandinavia rework. I'm honestly forgetting the name of it. I'll put that name on screen right now. I do apologize, I just lost the name of it, because there's another rework coming as well for ETS2. But yeah, like the Scandinavia rework is what I'll call it, is essentially the stepping stone for the Nordic Horizons DLC. That rework will rework the current basically the Scandinavia DLC, but some of those regions in preparation for the Nordic Horizons DLC to come. This will then allow a better transition between the rest of the ETS2 map, and more specifically actually where we are here in Germany, with some of the latest rework projects have tackled, moving up more northeastern into the Scandinavian region. So that's where that's kind of going. That rework project is obviously going to touch on a number of areas, and it will be, once again, that stepping stone for the Nordic Horizon DLC. So we can expect that release of the or rollout of the Scandinavian rework, as far as I know, before the Nordic Horizons DLC. That's once again, from what I'm understanding, their SES software is trying to make sure this bridge happens prior to the new DLC coming out, so then it's not such a dramatic shift in the map, because that project, of course, is being rebuilt from the ground up, or primarily from the ground up, any areas within it. And the problem is that if they don't do that, those regions will just stick out like a sore thumb, and there's not a whole lot that they could do to mask it, really, without, once again, tackling it. So they're going to tackle it, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited to see that coming. And another rework that is happening, and one that I will remember the name of, because it is an acronym, and I actually have to get over in this lane. What an interesting kind of traffic circle, I guess you'd call this. Could you really call it a roundabout? I don't really know. That was kind of more of like a traffic circle, I guess, than a traditional roundabout. Anyways, you can comment down below if you want to correct me on that one. But Benelux, the Benelux rework. I'm just making sure I get that correct. So the Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg rework, or Benelux rework project in general, is what's coming for ETS2 as well. So another region getting redone for the game, which is exciting. Obviously, a region that is much needed to be reworked as well, and exciting to see it coming along. And then we're getting some rain here, which is absolutely lovely. I did hit the wipers on, but the Scania does have automatic windshield wipers with the sensors, so it will just kind of do its thing with the intermittent here. So we'll just let it figure it out. And I should actually put up my windows. I had the windows open here just to add a little bit of extra sound. But that was the wrong way, Prime. Put your window up. There we go. Oh, don't crash, though. That was the worst timing for me to do that. do it on the curve when I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. Oh, that's a smart thing to do there, Prime. Never fails. Never fails at all. But anyways, the Benelux project, again, another massive rework for ETS2, tackling 3 countries. Again, a region that it's lovely to see that SES Software is reworking previous map expansions, and I'm just happy to see it. But that also opens the door for a major talking point, that being the UK, England. What's going on with that? Why is the UK still not being reworked, from what we know? That is a big question, and a question that I have, I know a lot of the community has, and why is that not happening as of right now? I wish I could answer that for you. I really would, but I have the same question for you to SES Software as you to SES Software have anyway. So, I do not know why it's not being done at this point. I would have personally thought, with the popularity of the UK and the community demand for it, given that it's an original country for ETS2, that it hasn't been done yet. Yeah, that one does baffle me, to be honest with you. I personally have not heard of any reasons from SES Software on why this is the case. Now, please comment down below if you have managed to hear from SES Software via, say, a stream or so on, because I personally cannot watch all the streams that SES Software release. That's just, you know, scheduling and timing of things. I can't always do that. But please comment down below if you've heard anything new on that otherwise. But I personally haven't heard anything. I feel like I would have given the, well, substantial, any news like that would be quite substantial is where I'm going at. So I feel like I would have heard about that. Haven't heard about that yet, but do comment down below if you've heard otherwise. But that is definitely something I want to see soon for ETS2, and I think it's well deserved and almost needed. Again, don't know why it hasn't been done yet. I wish it would come in though. Being able to see, SES Software's amazing work on the city of London and, well, name the rest of the country basically. Getting that English countryside fully done as well. Like there's so much that the UK offers for ETS2. And unfortunately right now it is just lackluster because we have all these newly reworked areas or brand new DLCs pulling us away, or at least I guess in full transparency, myself, away from those regions just because of the graphical quality. And I hate to say it, but it's true. I love the UK region, and I also love to be able to drive there. And arguably, I should do more videos there. Maybe that's something I will do. Drive across kind of the original sections of ETS2 again, just because. But that, again, is something that I really want to see redone. It has so much history, so much architecture, so much beautiful countryside, and so many important logistics chains, and it's just not included. So I don't know what the reasoning is. I personally feel like SES Software must be waiting for something just technologically to be able to handle it. But again, I don't understand why a phase couldn't have been done already on it, or start rolling out a UK rework or something. Why are the other areas being focused on it? Besides, I guess, some master plan for ETS2 that's ongoing. I don't know what it is, but there must be something. Regardless, there's a lot on the tables for ETS2. A couple major reworks, obviously the Nordic Horizons DLC, and potential new trucks as well. I mean, obviously we have a number, well, we've had some recent new additions, and I gotta be turning right, so I gotta actually hit the brakes. I thought that was just a full highway ramp, but then I forgot I am actually doing some country roads today. I did elect for this, so I should probably, take said roads. A fantastic engine mod as well. But no, there must be a master plan, but in terms of like the different trucks coming in, obviously we've had some of the new electric trucks, the Iveco and some of the other ones. Hopefully we can see some different either new models of trucks, for example, even like a newer Scania than what we have here. We've had some new Renaults come in, MANs, DAFs, so on. It'd be nice to see some different brands get some new models. The Mercs really need a new one. Even arguably, well, I guess we just had the new Volvo Globetrotters come in recently. So they've had a bit of a rework. Again, it'd be nice to see some of the other kind of more classic brands of ETS2 get some extra love there as well. Similar to ATS situation, where Peterbilt has been kind of left out to dry so far without a whole lot of reworks or no reworks done to the trucks. It's a similar situation here in ETS2, and I'm going to slow down here. With some of the original trucks, in particular Mercedes. Again, there's a lot newer trucks out there. They're not in the game, and those are kind of things that I'd like to see. And I know SES Software is aware about it, and I know there's also a lot of behind the scenes, development and legalistic work as well. It's not just the case of, license. Well, it's licensing is the biggest thing. So that's a huge legal threshold to cross. Just because they've received a license in the past doesn't mean they can necessarily get it again. As unfortunate as it is the truth. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. I know the electric trucks are a big talking point here in ETS2 and that feature overall. I mean, it'd be great to be able to have them ownable, but I understand the implementation of the charging network situation isn't the easiest to necessarily do right away in that mechanic. So I understand how SES Software is approaching it, but part of me would like to really see that come in sooner than later. And then honestly, again, it's just some of those older trucks. I'd like to see the reworks and so on. But when it comes to trailers, I mean, ETS2 has a lot of trailer packs currently, and I know there's other ones I believe in the works, at least if I'm getting teasers, if I'm remembering the correct teasers, because admittedly it has been quite a while, and I've tried to keep up with stuff as much as I can, but again, a lot of things have been ATS focused, and I will fully admit that. And they are combining and not getting rid of any of the wheat. The harvesters are just swimming in field. Huh. Well, to each their own. I guess the farmers can just have the reels go and then just, well, it'd be cutting, honestly. A little bit of weird stuff in the maps. That's okay. I mean, I understand that the priority for SES software is not to animate all the grain being chopped because that would add performance load. But the realism side of it is not having, you know, harvesters floating in a field with no crops being harvested. That's a little odd, but that's okay. Otherwise, for ETS2, ATS has had a couple major features announced, and I know there's new updates coming out soon and so on, but the project road trip in ATS is a big question for over here in ETS2. Because for those who are not aware, in ATS, Project Road Trip basically brings in real-life vehicles that are ownable. So pickup trucks, cars, or at least it will. That is the vision for it, and it will be able to be used for various degrees of tourism basically around the maps, and then from what everything points towards, some extra deliveries, for example, like hotshot trucking and so on. So using a pickup truck to be able to do a delivery. Now in ETS2, pickup trucks aren't necessarily a popular thing in Europe, or they don't really, well, I guess there are variations of select pickup trucks that I guess technically exist across Europe and in terms of the ETS2 map, but really not. But vans definitely are, and cars. So that feature could have a significant impact in ETS2 as well. Now, as far as I know, there's not a ton of knowledge on if it's actually going to be coming, and I am majorly speeding. This Scania just drives so beautifully that I cannot tell the speed limit. As far as I know, there's no indication of it right away coming to ETS2, and I think there's going to be a major trial in ATS. But SES software normally brings things in tandem, especially major features. I feel like this could be a major thing for the ETS2 community, and something that everyone's been asking for such a long time. There's so many great car mods for both games, but especially in ETS2, well, it pioneered it. The roleplay for online servers, or just locally as well. People love the Skoda mod for a reason. There's so much that can be done with ownable vehicles in the respective games. Now, yes, in some ways it takes away from the trucking aspect, but I understand some people have, very specific feelings on it's a trucking game, it should only be trucking. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that really enjoy being able to drive a vehicle, a standard vehicle in the ETS2 map, for example. Again, if you're part of a multiplayer server, being able to play escort to a heavy haul delivery, for example, be the guide vehicle. That is something that is so powerful for the game, and something a lot of people enjoy. Having that natively in the game, branded cars, by the way, would be huge. Just making sure compatibility is always there. The DLC would always work. Yes, to be paid versus a free mod. Well, in some cases, free mod. Otherwise, you pay for it. Just having the guaranteed compatibility and safety, in some ways, would be worth it. And plus, it would bring in, could you do the different, would there be like a camper van, for example? Be able to do the tourism around Europe. Like those are the aspects that could be very powerful for ETS2 besides just the van life, basically. Having, instead of a pickup truck, say Mercedes Sprinter vans and so on, transit vans, having those styles of vans could open up a whole new level of logistics and delivery for ETS2 that doesn't borderline get out of, the ETS2 realm. Maybe. But if you look at it on the other hand, it can also enhance the storyline of ETS2. And if you're doing a more progressional trucking job, you have a couple different options. Obviously, you start with quick jobs. You're working for a company. You're a company driver. But maybe in that interim, you pick yourself up a van to start your logistics network. Or maybe you're working kind of on the side on your own. Or you do mainly your own deliveries with the van, but you supplement working for another company just on these little contracts. Technically can be done. Technically is done in real life by some, I am sure of it. And it could be an interesting perspective. So I'm open-minded to the project, to that project coming to ETS2. Will it happen? I don't know. Would I like to see it? Honestly, yes. I'd love to see it come in because then we do have ownable vehicles native to the game. And I think, again, in my opinion, it could be quite powerful. But once again, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I know everyone likes to have their opinion, and this is the space to share it. And I'm always open to see what you guys think on these things, because I know a lot of you play ETS2 solely versus American Truck Simulator. And admittedly, I've been playing ATS a lot more than ETS2. I actually started on ATS and then moved to ETS2. And simple as that. So I know a lot of you have started on ETS2 and have been playing the game for a lot longer, so I just want to see your feedback. So feel free to do so. Alright, we're into Hamburg now, and we're just around the corner actually from our delivery point. I've been waffling away this whole time. I know some of you like it, some of you don't. I do apologize, but it is my style. So I apologize truthfully, but at the same time, there's other videos available if you don't like my waffling. That's the way it is. I know, I gotta remember, I can't turn right on the red light because I am in Europe, but I love the Scania trucks. Just kind of on a side tangent here. I know I've been speeding most of this time here, at least 10 kilometers over, just because this truck is so incredibly smooth to drive and quiet, that the speed just doesn't calculate through for me. I just cannot keep it going slow. It's got so much power. It's just a beautiful truck to drive, but I know that translates to real life as well. I know Scanias are very popular for a reason, in particular the S line, and there's a reason for why they are such a luxurious truck and why so many people love to drive them, because, well, they are just that. Smooth, powerful, and quiet. Let's go ahead and pull in because we're delivering to the port here today. So I know I've been probably speeding quite a bit, but you know what? It's okay. I'm sure the authorities won't get too mad. I'm sure they won't get too mad, and I'm sure it will be fine. I've never delivered to this port, I do not think. I mean, the map hasn't updated as if I have, so it probably has been reworked though, so potentially something that I've just missed or have done, but it's been reworked and I haven't delivered to since the map has been reset. I never know, unfortunately. Sometimes I just can't remember. Let's be honest. I just can't remember, and I have to go straight through here because we are going to the port, but I don't really know where we're dropping off exactly. Gotta go through the gates here. Don't mind me. I guess we'll go straight through here. Proceed to the unloading area. Well, I gotta be able to open the gate first. Hopefully they pass me. Here. Oh, a little bit too hard on the brakes. Hello, you gotta... There we go. Security check in progress. Log security check. There we go. The gate has been opened. Fantastic. Alright, so we gotta turn right here. And then we gotta make a left. And I gotta turn on my headlights here. Don't need high beams though. And we're gonna come up here. I don't know which lane I should be in. Considering I'm turning left, I should probably actually be over here. So, don't mind me. We should have used that little curve. Oh, and the parking spot is right here. Well, how lovely. At least it's not going to make me, it's not going to make me reverse this double trailer, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy for it, and I missed my spot. Well, let's back up here. Classic Prime Simulation move. The easiest thing the hardest thing for me to do. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. It's great to be back here in ETS2, and albeit I rambled on about a bunch of things coming up, and there is a lot. It is great to be back, and I'm going to be doing more content, hopefully more focused and less rambly, but it's great to get back into it, and you have to make a step somewhere, right? So we made that step, albeit a little bit stumbly. We made it, which is always good. Great to be driving a Scania once again. A beautiful truck, powerful, smooth, and quiet the way I like it. And the wonderful Philbend trailer. Haven't done this trailer yet, I don't remember ever doing it. And it was fun. Great trailer. Drove really nicely, pulled really nicely. I guess drive the trailer, but whatever. Pulled really nicely, and overall a great delivery. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.